Hi, mi gente, it's Julie and Steve. Oh, hey, mi gente, it's Julie and Steve. You already know my name, but if you're new here, hey. Today we're going to be talking about Cindy Sweeney and why she convinced my black ass to not pursue acting as a profession. Yes, yes, she did. She convinced me to not pursue acting professionally. I'm going to explain this a bit more in this video. Okay, mi gente, okay, mi gente, okay. We're going to start now. I know not too many of you are familiar with Miss Sweetie, so I'm going to, talk a bit about her background here. Cindy Bernice Sweeney was born on September 12, 1997 in Spokane, Washington. Her parents' names are Nisa and Stephen Sweeney. Her mother is a former criminal defense lawyer, and her father is a hospitality professional. Her family resided in Idaho Panhandle region and along the Washington border. She lived in a countryside lakeside home that her family has inhabited for 5 generations. Sweeney began to audition and book commercial acting jobs in Seattle and Portland, Oregon, where the family temporarily resided until choosing to relocate to Los Angeles, California, when she was 14 years old. Sweeney's best known for acting in The Handmaid's Tale, Euphoria, The White Lotus, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Reality. Back in July 2022, Cindy Sweeney talked a bit about her lifestyle as an actress and how she's not able to afford certain things. One of them being to go on vacation for 6 months due to the fact that she has to always consistently work. She stated this in the Hollywood Reporter. If I wanted to take a 6 month break, I don't have income to cover that. I don't have someone supporting me. I don't have anyone I can turn to pay my bills or call for help. I appreciate Cindy Sweetie's honesty. However, first off, you're worth $5 million. And that was in 2022. And now she's worth $10 million, which means her net worth went up $5 million more. Second, I do not know if you all know this, but Sydney purchased an expensive home back in 2022 when she was talking about how she couldn't afford certain things due to, well, specifically, she couldn't afford to take a break, a 6 month break, due to the fact that she cannot afford her lifestyle. This woman paid $3 million to buy a house, a big house in Los Angeles. And she wants us to, I guess, feel some type of empathy for her. And don't get me wrong, in the capitalist society that we're in, yes, I do feel bad for her. But however, she's making so much money compared to me and most people in the United States. On top of that, Sydney has a boyfriend who is a nepotism baby. He owns a famous franchise where his family where he inherit some type of franchise. Apparently his family comes from money, like back in the days. They had a famous pizzeria in Chicago that's very, I guess, worldwide now. Hey mi gente, it's editing me. Tell me why, after filming this freaking video, I just found out that Sydney Sweetie and her freaking fiance, Jonathan Davino, bought a $6.2 million mansion at Los Angeles. And this is just crazy. Like, the fact that I just found this out now. I know they got a huge age gap, but I'm not going to talk about that because that's another discussion, and she's grown even though. Anyways, focus, everyone. My point is, Sydney is out of touch. She's not thinking about what is going on with everyone around her. She's not thinking about the people who were middle class just like her. Because, in case you guys did not notice, Cindy was definitely middle class growing up. She wasn't poor. She wasn't working class. She was middle class because her family, they worked huge professions, so they have money. Of course, they all had. She's not a nepotism baby, but they weren't rich, but they did have a luxury compared to the average American person. Well, compared to the average person in the United States, yes, they came from money. And you would think Sydney would be like, I used to be with my family where we used to go through certain things because we weren't rich at that time and we were a middle class family. So I kind of could empathize with the working class, poor people, and even, yeah, you would expect her to say that, but of course she didn't. Instead, she talked about her situation. Once again, I can empathize a bit because we live in a capitalist society. But you're making way more money than I am and a lot of people. And on top of that, you're doing something that you really like to do. Because best believe, if we all had the luxury to do more things besides our 9 to 5s or 9 to 6 or 9 to 8 or 9 to 10s, we would do that. And one of the things I wanted to do is acting, but of course, with my circumstances, with my job, then I'm doing YouTube, and there's so many layers into the discussion as to why I do not want to pursue acting like how I wanted to before. But what made me woke up even more was this situation with Sydney Sweeney, because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a person who doesn't care about the working class. I don't want to be the person who doesn't care about poor people. I don't want to be the person who doesn't even care about middle class people. I want to always be, of course, I definitely don't want to be poor because best believe I had my poor days. I really did. Of course, I don't want to talk about that right now, but yes, me and my family, we were poor. We were very poor. And of course, we built our way up to working class, but sometimes we fluctuate between being poor and working class. And my goal definitely is I do want to be middle class, of course, and I want to make sure my family's middle class, of course, because it's not easy being poor or working class. It really is not. And I command everyone who is. I don't want to get out of touch in that reality. And that's in case Cindy, she clearly is out of touch of that reality. I already know that certain people are probably going to be defending Cindy Sweetie and talking about, oh, that you have to understand she's in a society where she has to work in capitalist, in a mega capital corporation, etc. If we're gonna be honest, almost everyone, if not everyone, is working in a form of negative capitalism. Of course, there are layers to it. In this case, Sydney is in the, I don't even know how to explain it because Hollywood has its pros and cons. We all know this, especially with all the corruption that goes in Hollywood. Some things you have to just be quiet because you cannot say everything. And in this case, it's like with Sydney. I know she cannot say too much to us people that are poor, working class, and middle class. However, you gotta keep it real and you gotta acknowledge, hey, I have an upper hand compared to the average person in the United States. But I guess that wasn't in her mind. I'm back again, editing me again. I have a feeling someone's gonna be like, yeah, but Cindy Sweet, she doesn't only make money from her acting career. Which, by the way, that's why I'm here again. I'm showing this so you can all see examples of endorsements that she has been a part of and also current things that's happening that is major in her acting career. So before you try to sympathize with her, being like, "Oh, you being too harsh on her," no, no, I'm being very fair, very fair. I'm just being straight to the point. Sure, we could understand she's in a different society than us, but I still don't think it's right, and that is why I keep on saying this. I don't want to be in an industry like that. I really do not. And if I have to stop doing acting completely or in that mega scale as like in Hollywood wise, I'm gonna do it. Like I said, there's more reasons as to why I don't want to really go there with acting, but this Cindy Sweeney thing, oh my god! And of course, she's not the only celebrity who has said some crazy stuff in these past few years already, but it just shows how people that are very very rich think more about themselves and their families than the people that they started off with, or even the in general people who are poor, working class, and middle class. And before anyone says, "Oh, these people they donate," blah blah blah, that's awesome. That's not enough though. That is not enough. You have to talk about it too publicly. I know some things are private, just like how there are private things in my job and a lot of people's jobs that we cannot really say in the public, otherwise we're gonna get fired or we're gonna get sued or both. That still doesn't change the fact that Sydney is an entertainer. She has source. She has sources that we regular people do not have to speak out more, but also not be out of touch with reality. Concluding statement and the outro of this video. No, I do not think that Sydney Sweeney is a bad person. Do I think she's a privileged white actress in Hollywood? Of course, especially since she thinks about her rich problems. That being said, this is a great problem in Hollywood and America as a whole. When I say America, I'm referring to the United States of America. Sure, there are maybe ways for me to act in the future. Of course, it's not going to be in the global scale as to Sydney Sweeney because that's honestly not my objective right now. However, yes, I know there are certain ways to be a local actor or be a seasonal actor where I could work but not overwork myself, where I can make a, a small amount of income but also be stable enough to not work my current job, especially actors who are no income and they don't have the same amount of money as Cindy Sweetie. But if that's the goal for me, maybe. But as of now, I'm grateful, debatable, but I'm grateful that I have my job, even though it pisses me off half the time. And I'm grateful that I'm able to have a YouTube channel where I can do something that I genuinely like and maybe able to do part time as well and make money out of it. Even though that's not right now, that's not really what's happening. I mean, I am getting paid on YouTube, but it's very, very small. But grateful. I'm very grateful. I do want to give credit when it's due when it comes to what inspired this video or who helped with like the making of the video. So once again, I usually do everything by myself, but we all know there's always someone you gotta give credit to when it comes to inspiration. So that is what I'm doing right now. The first person I want to say is to Rumi. Thank you so much for making your video about this specific topic about Cindy Sweetie and her thinking about herself and the rich politics of Hollywood and how people basically live up to the Hollywood lifestyle to make sure they're not poor or working class or even middle class. Great video by Rumi. Highly recommend you all to watch it. The second person is Behika. Behika, she's a local actress and she also does I think a full-time job on the side too, but she does acting too, part-time specifically. And she inspired me and numerous people to continue to try to do acting or something similar, like in this case, a YouTube channel, which is what I'm doing right now. And she has a YouTube channel where she gives advice about acting, and she even does recaps on her lifestyle and stuff like that. I highly recommend you all to check it out. Finally, Tiana, aka Fab Socialism. Tiana made a video based on generational wealth. She shared her perspective as a socialist of how generational wealth works, while also explaining like her income and how things work with her, and examples as to how you have to build generational wealth, but it's not really accessible like how everyone thinks it is. Highly recommend you to watch that video too. Thank you so much if you made this far in this video. I appreciate you. Be sure to like this video. Please comment and share this video. I would appreciate it. Tell me what you think about Sweeney. Tell me what you think about me giving up on acting as a profession. Should I? Should I not? Should I figure out another way to pursue it and do it in a way that fits me best than my lifestyle currently, or anything else, as long as it's not disrespectful, because if it is, you're blocked. Of course, if it's about Cindy Sweet, you could be as disrespectful as you want. I'm joking. I'm joking. I mean, I'm joking. I mean, I haven't really seen much of her work, but I do believe that she's talented. Otherwise, she wouldn't make it this far. Thank you, and